What's up, guys? Today we are going to be working on replacing an A-frame trailer jack. So we're going to replace my super squeaky, super needs grease manual jack with a Vivor power jack, which does have the manual crank here. So I'll take you through everything. It's a really simple process, and so we'll get that rolling. Now, the first part of this process I started yesterday, which is spraying down all of the bolts with penetrating oil. Those can get really nasty, really rusty. And then also I sprayed up on the leg of the jack here as well to hopefully make that easier, because you're gonna have to pull it through. So we'll see how this goes. Now, if you have a manual jack, you can skip ahead a few steps, but for a powered jack, you're gonna need to decide what kind of power you're gonna draw from. So for me, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wire mine into a 7-pin connector so I can just plug it into the truck. The disadvantage there is that obviously if it's not connected to the truck, or if you're using other things on the truck, it may move slower, or you may not have power to power it. The other way that you can power it, that a lot of people do, will having a trailer mounted battery. So we'll take you through that. A couple of things to consider. One, you're gonna wanna measure the length of the wire to make sure that it goes far enough for wherever you're using it. Two, the peak amp draw is about 30 amps. So you're gonna wanna put a 30 amp breaker in line on the power cord. And then with that 30 amp potential draw, you wanna have 10 gauge wire. Yours may be different than mine, but for wiring this up, first thing we needed was a Phillips head screwdriver. And then this is, I believe, a 5/64 Allen key. And then what I did is this part pushes in. Just be aware of the 2 slits there, because that's gonna keep your orientation correct. And I came through. It's kind of hard to see. You see that little gold ring in the middle? I just came through the back of there with a long screwdriver and pushed, and then this pops right out. And now these are our terminals to connect up our power and our ground wire. In a second, I'm gonna put up on the screen the wiring schematic, but you can see on here, it's written different colors: green, blue, white. So I know we're all really used to black a lot of times being ground. In this scenario, black is actually your 12-volt power. And then white up here, up top, right near the slit, is gonna be your ground. Now, before you get all excited and start screwing in the wires, what you're gonna wanna do is run these wires through the body of that 7-pin connector. And this is only if you're doing a 7-pin connector. If you're doing it to a battery, then all you have to do is put terminal posts on the end of the wires, and you're pretty much good to go. So we're gonna run it through the back of the 7-pin connector. And that red wire is going to be our power, the black wire is going to be our ground, but just remember, the red wire is going to go to the black terminal, the black wire is going to go to the white terminal on this particular one. All right, so my wires are clamped down nice and snug, and now it's just going to go back into there and line up the small one with the Allen key. That just pushes in. And then we'll just tighten down the Allen key, and we'll be done with that part. All right, so the next thing I did is I went ahead and used some split loom to keep it tidy and kind of hopefully a little bit more weather resistance, and just went loom up to the circuit breaker, or up to the fuse, and then loom the rest of the way. Then I'm just gonna go back and throw some electrical tape on places in the split where water could get in. I might even just really electrical tape the whole thing. I haven't quite decided what I want to do with that. And then we'll be ready to go to the trailer and move on to the second part, which is, if you are using a manual one, that's where you'll pick up where we're leaving off here. Oh, and then I'll also tighten down this screw to make the loom stay snug in that kind of weatherproof joint. All right, so for this next step, you're gonna need to support the front of the trailer. I chose to use a jack. You could also just hook it up to your truck and leave it hooked up like that. Either way will will be fine, as long as you can support the weight of the trailer to be able to then take that jack off. There's really only two main steps. So first, you're gonna remove this foot, and then second, you've got three 14mm nuts in a triangle. That may differ on your trailer, but for me, those are 14 mils. So we're gonna remove those nuts, remove that foot, and then we'll be able to pull this straight out up the top. So when you go to put on the new one, the Vevor one specifically has this little notch which goes toward the back of the trailer to orient things. Most of them though, you can see on the old one, most of them have a flat patch and then more of a pointed edge on. So two edges are pointed, one edge is flat. That flat one is oriented to the front if you've got a triangular one. All right, and I didn't show the process, but putting the new one in is just reversing the process. So all you're gonna do is take the foot off the new one if it's already installed. You're gonna slide the tube down into the hole that was created when you pulled out the other one. You put your 3 bolts back on, and you put that foot back on. In my case, they didn't send hardware. That's kind of a knock on Vevor for that one, because I think that most people replacing these are probably replacing kind of rusty, junky ones, so it would be nice to get some new hardware. So I would suggest that for you if you're trying to do this in the best way possible. And then, yeah, that's it. I've got the hand crank on there. It cranks so much easier than my other one. I mean, like, I used to have to fight. Like, this is super easy to raise and lower the trailer right now for me. The other one squeaked and was crazy and would take me like 10 minutes to get it off my truck. It was terrible. One side note that I didn't think of, just to be aware of, on a lot of trailers and a lot of trucks, you are not going to have function of your rear lift gate while the trailer is installed. It's gonna hit on this. Nice thing is, with it being electric, it's gonna be a lot easier for me to remove my trailer from the truck, so it's not as big a deal, but that is something to consider. Some of these have the holes aligned so that you can actually mount this facing either to the side or to the back. It didn't seem like that was gonna work out for me, so do what you want with that, but just some information so that you do know that that is a possibility. Hopefully that is helpful for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer. And good luck.